What I'm about to tell you will either wake you up or break you in half. Every man thinks the breakup begins with the argument, the raised voices, the slammed doors, the moment everything finally snaps. But that's the lie. The real ending comes quieter than breath, right when the air stops carrying her questions. Notice how your chest tightened just now. Good. That means you already know I'm not wrong. Because the silence doesn't arrive as peace. It arrives as a warning. The kind men are too busy surviving themselves to hear. If he misreads this truth, life hits him hard. And that's when the air shifted. The story doesn't begin where you expect. It begins where she stops insisting on being understood. There's no explosion, no final blow. Just a woman who once begged you to meet her halfway, now folding into herself. She still cooks. She still sits beside you. She still says, "Good night." But the tone has changed. The room felt different all of a sudden. Her questions evaporate. Her corrections disappear. Her demands turn to compliance. You think it's relief. But here's what no one tells you. That compliance is the final stage of emotional abandonment. This is the moment most men never notice. Inside you, a fracture starts forming. The part of you that pretends everything is fine starts cracking. You felt colder, but sharper. Your jaw hardens, your fingers go still, your breath tightens. The room held its breath. And just when I thought the moment was done, it wasn't. If you react wrong, you fracture internally. This is where the psychological autopsy begins. If you want to understand why the breakup happens months before the silence, listen closely. Women don't leave when they're done loving. They leave when they're done trying. No one escapes this. All human nature moves the same way. Effort, friction, fatigue, surrender. And her surrender doesn't look dramatic, it looks efficient. She edits herself into someone unbothered. She redirects her energy into autopilot, and the silence changed before the truth did. Here's what men misinterpret. When she stops fighting, she's not choosing peace. She's choosing distance. The delayed tension reveal. She's already grieving you while you still think the relationship is intact. Ignore this, and time will choose for you. Men confuse no conflict with no danger. Every man depends on a certain level of noise to feel safe. Noise means she still cares. Noise means she still wants you. Noise means there's something left to save. But when the noise dies, the relationship enters hospice. You'll replay this part without meaning to. The exact night she went quiet. The breath you didn't notice her holding. The softness that wasn't softness at all. Just the exhaustion of a woman outgrowing her own hope. The room held its breath again. And right when you think it's over, it isn't. Women mourn the relationship before men even realize it's dying. Men break down after the breakup. Women break down before it. She experiences anticipatory grief. You experience delayed devastation. A dying relationship is like a house where only one person smells the smoke. She's been suffocating long before you ever noticed the heat. You thought she was calm. She was accepting the burn. You know this is you. Ignore this, and the cycle traps you. Silence is a woman's exit wound. Every man hears the breakup months too late because the emotional bond severed seasons ago. You were still reaching for her hand while she was already learning to walk without yours. The silence isn't punishment, it's closure. Her soul has already stepped out of the room, her body just hasn't caught up yet. And just when I thought the moment was done, it wasn't. Because here's the part that breaks men in half. You only feel the loss when she stops giving you anything to lose. By the time she says the words, "You're mourning a ghost," you argue with her confession like it's fresh. But she's not revealing a decision. She's announcing one. Men are left holding the echo of a connection that died in silence, and no one warns you how violent a quiet ending can be. The silence changed before the truth did. Now you see what most men hide from. If you avoid this insight, nothing recalibrates. Listen closely. When the silence settles after months of unnoticed collapse, it doesn't come to teach you, it comes to test you. Every man gets one moment where he's forced to look at the wreckage he helped build, the woman he pushed into quiet surrender, and the version of himself he kept avoiding. And that moment always feels the same. Your chest tightens, your breath stumbles, your mind goes blank. That's not shock, that's recognition. Recognition that the breakup didn't happen today. It happened back when she stopped reaching for arguments and started reaching for distance. When she stopped asking where you were. when she stopped asking why you changed, when she stopped asking anything at all. The moment every man remembers isn't the breakup. It's that first night he felt unloved but didn't know why. When her tone softened into neutrality, when her eyes stopped asking questions, when she went quiet after a conversation that should have become a fight, but didn't. You'll replay this part without meaning to, because that was the night the relationship died and you somehow slept beside the body without noticing. The silence didn't betray you. It revealed you. And I can feel something inside you turning right now, because every man has lived that scene even if he refuses to admit it. You thought calm meant stability. You thought silence meant trust. No, silence means the relationship no longer has a pulse worth saving. Here's the bitter piece. When she stops asking you to change, she's not forgiving you. She's removing you from the future she once imagined. And the quiet second when she finally does, everything clicks. Her acceptance is not comfort, it's closure. She didn't leave you today, she left seasons ago. Today is just the administrative part. Men grieve too late because we confuse routine with connection. We mistake presence for intimacy. We think staying in the same bed means staying in the same relationship. But she left the emotional space long before she packed anything. You were loving her body while she was burying the bond. Silence hits harder than rage, because silence doesn't give you a villain to fight. It gives you a mirror, and no man escapes the damage of seeing himself clearly. You're remembering the version of you that could have acted earlier. You're remembering the tone shift you ignored. You're remembering the silence you dismissed, and the room felt different all of a sudden. Your fingers stilled, your jaw tightened, your breathing changed. That's not discomfort, that's awakening. A man who notices silence early never gets blindsided by loss. A man who senses emotional drift becomes a man who can correct course before the ship hits the reef. A man who treats her quiet as danger becomes a man who knows how to save something before it collapses on top of him. You must learn to hear emotional silence the same way you hear physical danger. You must recognize the absence of conflict as the presence of detachment. You must protect the relationship before she stops protecting it with you. Ignore this and time will choose for you. And time is merciless with men who don't listen. You're not supposed to chase her after the silence. You're supposed to change yourself before the silence arrives. That's the masculine truth no one teaches us. Silence hits like a slow car crash. You don't feel the damage until you try to move and everything breaks at once. That's why the breakup ruins men months after it happens. Not because they're weak, but because they finally feel the absence of something she stopped feeling long ago. You know this is you, and you know it's time to stop lying to yourself. A woman stops loving you quietly, and a man realizes it loudly. If even one part of this felt like your life, you and I are built from the same scars. You'll replay this part without meaning to. Exhale. Say what hit you first. Because the breakup didn't start with goodbye. It started the night she stopped explaining why you were losing her. Picture yourself standing in that quiet room, finally choosing strength. No noise, no denial, just recognition, just recalibration, just the silent nod between two men who understand the cost of not listening sooner. Respect.